All right, we finishing this puppy up, and then we be out of here because I need to fucking hit the bar.
I need to eat,
And
too.
my taint is like moist.
Absolutely, man. Metal Summoners, we are back. This is our last one of Saturday night. We thank you guys for tuning in for all of the episodes we've been doing here at Rockin' Pod. We love you guys so much. As always, your Island of Misfit Toys, Psycho Steve, Bobby Dreyer, Angel Alamo, and I'm Jay. We're being joined by Richie Rivera, Janet Gardner Band.
What's up, everybody?
Here we go.
Yeah, well, you're a local to Nashville, and we ran into each other. Were you kind of coming out, seeing your friends, and just kicking it for a little while, man? So thanks for taking a little bit of time to talk with us.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for having me. This is
Definitely,
awesome.
man. So, Janet Gardner, you guys are 3 albums in so far.
That's
You've been
right.
touring a lot, not counting the year that got erased.
Right.
But just talk a little bit about everything that's been going on with the Janet Band, because you guys have been cranking out some albums with like some ferocity to make us all feel that there might be a 4th one coming soon.
Oh, there actually is a 4th one coming. Yeah, Janet and Justin are on this like creative tear where they have an amazing relationship where they are so prolific. They can make, albums at their leisure, and they basically it's been like almost one per year essentially, which is the quality of what they do, and that level of turnover is unheard of. Like, they're on a winning streak. So, yeah. So, the album number 4 is on the way, and as far as what we're doing right now, we're starting to play out again. We did a festival a few weeks ago with Jack Russell and Quiet Riot and in Minnesota, and next Saturday we're in Denver, and then we were supposed to go to Hawaii with Eric Martin. Looks like that may be canceled because of the uptick in COVID. But after that, we are doing something called 80s in the Sand.
Oh, right on, man.
Have you heard about that yet?
I heard the name of the festival. I haven't researched it yet.
It's 5 days in Cancun, 5-star resort. It's
Isn't that what?
Nobody will come back.
right. Yeah. I'm not coming back.
But doesn't
you may never see
Nelson
me
do
again.
that one too?
Oh, sorry.
Nelson gets on that tour.
They do that one, yeah.
Okay.
I think this time it's going to be, let's see, it's Cheap Trick, Billy Idol, Tesla, Firehouse, Belinda Carlisle, who got me through puberty, so that's great. Yeah.
Good voice.
Oh, dude.
Incredible.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then us, and then a few other people. Wang Chung is playing that, so
Nice.
Wow. When
and everybody can wang chum.
yeah, they're gonna have their 5-minute set, and yeah, so that's 5 days in Cancun, and it's gonna be amazing. So
That's bitchin'.
yeah,
dude.
that'll be in October. We're looking forward to that.
And I live in Maryland, and we were talking,
Right.
yesterday when we ran into each other, that you actually just came through Maryland playing a little country.
That's right. Yeah, I play also for an artist named Hannah Anders. So we came through Maryland. I had no idea that like my rock friends liked country, or else I didn't let anybody know. And then like Christopher Carroll
you were
from
shy.
I know. Well, I was just like, there's no headbanging. Although we did do some Poison and some AC/DC and stuff like that. But yeah, I was surprised that like so many rock people like country. So next time I'm coming to Maryland, I'll let you know.
Definitely, man. Yeah, because Chris Carroll was there.
Yeah, Chris
That
Carroll was
super
there.
duper cool for
Yeah.
sure. Psycho Steve.
Speaking of you playing with all assortment of bands and everything, how did you get the gig with Janet and Justin?
So that's an interesting story. So I got that gig because Justin and I were playing with another artist. I was sort of a fill-in, and they had a couple dates that their drummer couldn't do, playing for like opening up for Bret Michaels and Ace Frehley. And then I got the call. I learned their album came up, and Justin and I hit it off right away. Like,
Are you allowed to say the artist?
El Victoria.
Okay.
And so basically he and I, we had this intense connection. Like, so we're driving to the first show, and he put something on the car stereo, and I'm listening to it. I was like, why do I know this song? And I'm thinking to myself, wait, is this Shark Island? And he goes, yeah. He's like, do you know who Shark Island is? I was like, I know who Shark Island is. Do you know who Shark Island is? And so we went down the rabbit hole. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So from there, it's like, you go to Babylon AD, Kick Tracy, Slick Toxic, all those kind of obscure 80s hard rock bands that pretty much only me and the mothers of the band members knew. Like, he knew them too. And so we kind of bonded on that. And then when that situation dissipated, he and Janet connected, got married, and he calls me up and he's like, hey, dude, so Janet and I are doing this album, and we want you to be the drummer for the tour. And I said, sure, because I have a rule that means I'll pretty much say yes to anything, figuring that 90% of what I say yes to never happens, so I don't really have to worry about it. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll be your drummer. He's like, okay, cool. And then like 3 months later, he calls me up. He's like, all right, so we booked our first show. And I was like, oh, this is happening. Oh, okay. I better learn these songs. So we went in and like we had one rehearsal before the very first show at a place called Lucky Star outside of Chicago, and there was no audition. It was like I guess the first gig was the audition, because if that would have sucked, I wouldn't have, gotten the call back.
There's no carrying on.
Yeah, yeah. But after the first song, Janet just turned around, looked at me, and she goes, "That was flawless. Like, just do that." And I was like, "Great." And so we've been
4 years later.
4 years later. 4 years, 3
freaking
albums
awesome.
later.
Right on.
Kick it down.
Angel, kick it over.
Who are your growing up? Who were your favorite drummers growing up?
So I have like a holy trinity of drummers. It's pretty much Tommy Lee, Mike Portnoy, and Carter Beauford from the Dave Matthews Band.
Wow.
Those
Yeah.
three. Like, if you ever see me or hear me doing anything even remotely cool, chances are I'm ripping off one of those three guys. So
That's a great mix, though.
yeah. And then I also, along the way, Dean Castronovo is a massive influence of mine.
Who just got back in Journey.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is really cool.
yeah. But he's playing with another drummer. Like, there's two drummers in Journey right now, which is
It's
interesting.
not wrong having Leonard Skinner up there.
Sure.
Or Grateful Dead.
Or the
They have
Dead.
two drummers?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you need two drummers to play Don't Stop Believin', but we're going to find out. So, yeah.
If one of them's going to be Dean, you're going to
Yes.
let it pass.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love Dean. And then like Taylor Hawkins as well, and people like that.
Do you prefer playing with the one tom-tom or the two?
I-
Do you prefer playing with the one tom-tom or the two?
I actually, I'll take as many as I can get.
Oh.
Like I'm sort of the, bigger is better
Thank you.
philosophy.
I
so
love
like,
drummers like that.
Like my drum set, I have three across.
Three across?
Three rack toms and a floor tom. Not every situation
Right.
can you do that. So I'm used to playing on whatever. So most of the dates I play with Janet are fly-in dates.
yeah.
So like it's a different drum set every time.
How about with country? Because a lot of country drummers still have like the 3 or 4 tom-toms. You'll rarely see a drummer
Right.
with the 1 or 2.
Right.
So how is it with country?
With country, it's country does adopt a less is more approach, and I'm not sure why, because like the more stuff to bang, the better, and drumming wise too. So it's definitely
Daisy Dukes.
yeah, right. Yeah, so stylistically, I think they just it's sort of become like a trend or whatever to just have a 4-piece for country. But I love playing on everything. So
Nice, man. Right on, Bobby.
All right. So we talked about that end. You
Here
talked
it
about
comes.
Portnoy. No, Portnoy is, I mean, Dream Theater or what he's doing now?
I mean, well, first of all, he can do no wrong. Like, he's an amazing drummer.
Winery
no matter-
Dogs,
I love Winery Dogs. Love Winery Dogs.
Amazing.
Sons of Apollo. Great stuff.
Yes.
But I think Dream Theater is probably the best overall representation of what he does, like as far as his technical ability. Because Winery Dogs, he's sort of like, and it's more
Richie's
it's more
band.
song oriented.
course.
So you're playing kind of underneath or supportive. It's more of a supportive role,
Yeah.
even though he has his moments to like go nuts and everything. So I definitely go with him in Dream Theater if I had the choice, but that's not my choice.
Think
to
about
make.
it. Images and Words is one of the most
Amazing album.
prolific albums of
That album
year.
is flawless.
I
Like,
love it.
I can
there's-
listen to it all
there
the
isn't
time.
a note out of place.
Right.
Like, every note deserves to be there. There's a lot of notes, but they all deserve to be there.
Of course. And let's go on that end. With Portnoy, it'll stem down. It's trickle-down theory. Neil Peart.
Well, yeah, Neil Peart is kind of, he's the god of that. I mean, if there's no Neil Peart, there's no Mike Portnoy.
Of course.
So, I mean, Neil was so orchestral in his approach. I mean, he was very compositional. Everything was very structured, very thought out, and ultimately supportive of the song, but like doing things in ways that you wouldn't think to do. And I think Mike got a lot of that from Neil, and I rip off Mike, so by the transitive property, I'm ripping off Neil.
Okay, here's a drummer question.
Uh-oh.
French or traditional? I'm talking about his grip.
Right.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
On his wood.
I was like,
On
what-
his wood.
yeah.
How do you hold your wood?
I was like, what have you heard?
You use gloves.
There's nobody around that you don't want to hear
Do you
this
get a
particular
callus if you're
question,
pinching?
are there?
Actually, there's several people around. I don't want them to answer this question. So no,
Don't
I
be
use
going on
Are,
the
are
internet.
you a traditional?
no, I use match grip.
Very cool.
Yeah. Only because like traditional, it seems to be more jazz oriented, and it stems from back in the day when there was marching snares and the snare was at an angle, So as you're marching, you can't really play at an angle, so you have to like hold one stick differently than the others in order to create like a flat surface. So if the surface is flat anyway, to me, there's no point in doing the.
But I
traditional.
remember the last documentary on Rush when
Right.
Neil was saying that
Yeah.
he changed the script.
Yeah, well, because he got into big band, and that sort of, and you know, if you change anything, it's going to change your approach to the instrument. So I think he definitely did that for musical reasons. But I'm a match grip guy. You don't want to hear me on traditional. It gets funky real fast, and not in a good way. It's a bad funk.
Jay, back to you, man.
Yeah,
Close
no
it out.
problem, man, for sure. Well, Richie, we really appreciate you taking a little bit of time, kind of off the cuff, to rock with us. First off, where do people find you if they're looking for you?
So you can find me at richierivera.net. I'm on all the socials, on Instagram, Richie Rivera Music, on Facebook, on Instagram. Find me on, Bumble, Tinder, Grinder. Not that last one.
Oh,
Like,
what room?
like I said before, don't worry, you're totally good. It's not like this isn't going on the internet or something.
Right? Yeah. It's not going to be preserved for all time.
For sure. No, absolutely. And second of all, you've got the live gigs that are coming up, and you said that there is going to be an album coming out, number 4
There
with
is.
the band.
Yeah, they're already working.
Do we have a relative time frame? Are you planning to get it out soon? And the reason I'm kind of saying it that way is, like I said, we had a year erased from us.
Right.
So a lot of bands that had an album about to drop or did drop during it or is dropping now, they want to concentrate on that album, because your third album they're all better than the one that preceded it, but it hasn't really gotten its love yet.
Right. Well, so the most recent album, Synergy, came out in 2020.
Right.
And so that was the year that never was. And so, but Janet and Justin are so prolific that they're already probably 6 or 7 songs deep into the next
They're
album.
over that album already. Next.
Yeah. So, when we played the festival a few weeks ago with Great White and Quiet Riot, we debuted a song from Synergy that we had never gotten a chance to play. That's the single "Wounded." So they're probably already thinking to the next album, but these shows that we have coming up, we're throwing in some of the songs from Synergy.
Nice, man.
So it'll be very cool.
For sure.
Very cool.
And overall, just how has it been, just the camaraderie of the band? Because of course, with Janet and Justin being married, they're going to be locked in tight. But there's another half to that band, and you guys all seem to mesh really,
Yeah,
really well.
we actually really like each other.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel in any way, shape, or form that I'm working for her. It's like I'm working with her.
Yeah.
And so she's very receptive to any ideas that I would have, and it feels more like a family than anything else. We all get along great, which is, when you're on tour, there's 24 hours in a day, only one of them you're on stage, so the others you have to get along, and we get along great. We have tons of ridiculous times and adventures, and they're good people, and I'm very lucky to be there.
I appreciate
Richie,
you, my friend.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
so
for
much
doing
for
the last
taking some
interview.
time, and
Thank
enjoy
you.
the rest of your weekend. Get home down the street safely,
Absolutely.
and we'll talk, man. We'll have some fun.
I'll be stumbling upstairs.
100%.
Send our regards to the rest of the band, please.
I will for sure.
Jay, close us
All right, guys,
out.
take care.
This is the last
Absolutely.
interview here.
Rockin' Pod Saturday, Nashville. Thank you so
Hold up.
much.
Stay on, guys.
We appreciate
We're
you
just
guys.
going to do a flip around. I'm going to say hi to everybody.
Yeah,
Here we go.
absolutely. Psycho Steve, Bobby Dreyer, Angel Alamo. I'm Jay. Metal Summoners, Misfit Toys. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much. We literally are nothing without you guys. This is our first Rockin' Pod. It's not going to be our last.
We be outta here.
We
We're
might
going
have
to the bar.
We're going to the bar. We might have a couple of surprises coming up on Sunday, but we'll see how that pans out. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit,
Yeah.
and show some love to our beloved JK Famous this Wednesday night on the Metal Summit.
Smile, Steve.